Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D4X tonight. Normally I only do this on the weekends, but I actually was thinking about this. I've been thinking about it on and off since Sunday. I wrote some stuff. I streamed this game creation. This is a 2D4X open source game creation. It's on GitHub. Uh, it's inspired by many other 4X games, and so I stream it on weekends normally, and I was thinking about it today, like always. Well, actually, that's not true. I often don't think about it except on the weekends, and I've been thinking about it recently, and I was like, on and off since then, because on last time I worked on this, I actually had all these issues, and I couldn't, like the last hour, I couldn't figure out how to get past this. Every other day something was happening and it shouldn't happen. And that's when it dawned on me, we don't care. So part of this, so these are our 7 test areas, and we have this population. What we're doing is we're setting up how they work in AI of deciding when they work, etc., etc. And this next activity, we created that because everyone was stopping work at 5, and so there was this period between 5 and midnight, or 5 until 9 in the morning the next morning, where they were idle, and it was confusing. So I put this next activity in here, and it dawned on me, we're going to have them work 24, it's going to say they're working 24 hours now. Not 24, yeah, 24 hours from, midnight till midnight. And so we don't actually care about this next activity. It's just every day this is the current activity is what we care about. We don't even care about this at all. And there's a few other things that I was like, I don't think I'm doing this how I want to do it now that we've made that one major change. So I wanted to go back in, and I also think I figured out a time I would use interfaces, which is something I've been trying to do for a long time. So I thought, I am going to jump in and do some work on this tonight. And then I was like, well, I should just stream it, because I'm much less productive when I stream my coding, but whatever. I'm still learning as I go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this. We don't need this. So this shouldn't be catastrophical. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is we're going to have stuff happen, and this starts at 1, but when you unpause it, this is the normal game speed. The time is so fast that if we have things happen, at 12:01, 12:02, 12:03, you're never going to notice. It's going to be, and it will be easier to organize if it's that way. So first, on this population row button, let's just turn off this thing. They should be all set to move over. And then over here, what are we looking at here? Resource panel? No, we want to look at the population list. And we're going to turn off next activity here as well. And that should do the trick. I was thinking about something else. Oh, I saw that there was some other bug. Maybe we'll look at it real quick. Like just 2 seconds. I don't want to get bogged down with some bug. Let's make sure these line up. There we go. We could probably just say activity instead of current activity. Should I fix that? I guess I should. We'll just call this activity. And that's it. Yeah, see, look at all these. I worked on it offline for like another hour, and at first I was like, oh, I know what it is, and then I fucked around, and it just, so there's all these like console report things. But that was that. So the other thing that it said on the population list, if I close it, it unpauses. I can't interact with it there. So if I go there, this pause, oh, well, that's busted too. That shouldn't, I noticed it like pops up. Oh, now I can't unpause it. It's got 2 pauses going. Yeah. And that was another thing I was thinking about doing, is just putting like a quick bool in here. Oh yeah, I recreated this. So this is all, let's open up a script here. We're going to open up these globals. I'm going to turn off, I'm going to set a thing. I'm going to set a global somewhere. This is some bullshit. Yeah, that's some different bullshit there. Faction, event variables, daily influence gain. That's not. Wonder why I called that game settings. Start pause. Turn off events. turn off story events equals false. And then we'll go to our story events real quick. I'm going to pin this. And it should be over here. And when we see all enums, which is actually right here, I'm going to move this. I use this all the time. And we might use that tonight. So where's this story event thing? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Let's just put in here and globals.instance story turn of story events. Joker, how's it going? Yeah, I'm lost. You know, I've always been worried that I'm gonna stream this on my other channel on YouTube because I switch between them a lot when I'm just like looking at stuff online. And today when I went to start it, I was like, what is this weird description in here about some video game? And I was like, oh wait, I'm on the wrong channel. It almost happened. But luckily there's a weird description in there about Dwarf Fortress actually. Turn off. How are you doing tonight? If this equals false, then we'll do this. We'll build this thing. And we'll deal with this story events thing later. I mean, it's working how I wanted it to work, but it's annoying. And then let's make sure that this doesn't happen because it's beginning to annoy me that every time I test I have to pick something. All right, so it didn't happen, which is what we want. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, if I go to the population list, I gotta be unpaused. Go to the population list, close it, and it unpauses it. That's how it's supposed to do it. It must be the, I'm gonna put a note here, and then we'll get to the real nitty gritty of the tearing apart of stuff. Has to do with the story event panel. Comment. Okay. We're going to kind of ignore this because all of this stuff down to the next thing, we're going to come back to that because we're going to redo a bunch of stuff here. We need the clock first. Here's the clock. Ignoring and not caring about things. That's the whole thing we're going to I'm going to pin this clock. We're going to do tonight is, so this first round thing I've always thought was kind of dumb, but it worked. And now I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. I don't like it. So let's get rid of this whole thing. It's just not going to happen. The game will always work no matter how we do it. Not the first round. I hope we might have to put that back in, but, so this will not trigger on day 0 because the minute the time starts, it happens too fast. So this is what I was talking about, though. We could put this elsewhere. We could put this one we want to stay there. Do I not have a getter setter for the hours? I don't even have one, or I mean for the minutes. Yeah, I don't even have one for the minutes. So we're going to create one of those first. That's going to be the first thing here. This is going to become private. Well, let's rename this. Minutes, and then rename it back. Minutes and private. And then we're going to go down to wherever this hours is. I don't know why this hours. I have something stuck on my clipboard. I mean, it's not stuck there, but it's there on purpose, so let me write this real quick. And I mean, yeah, but I don't want it. I don't really want it like that, but yeah, that works. I want it like this, and I want it like this, and I want it like this. And what's your problem? Minutes is a float. All right. I'm not sure why, but I'm not going to mess with it. We're missing a thing here. And if hours equals 0 and minutes is equal to 2, then we're going to do this. So now this should run when we run the game. This name is dumb though, so I'm going to rename it now, and this is going to be called like start of day or something like that. That works. We're going to rename this too because it's no longer relevant. Start of day. You know, I'm going to actually put a rainbow in here for right now. I haven't done that in a long time. And I need a $sign here though, I think. Well, we'll find out. I can't remember. It's been a while. I got face surgery to get this lump removed right here, and now I have this shaved out part of my face, and I should just shave, but I haven't. And it dawned on me, I was like going to coffee and stuff, you know. Well, I don't see any rainbows in here, and I don't see any, what did I call that? Start? Yeah, that didn't happen. If hours equals 0, is Great Britain... That's funny. We were talking about Victoria 3. If hours equals 0, I wonder if it's happening. Let's put it like at 5. This might be happening too fast. I don't know. What are the hours actually? This didn't work either. I think I need a $sign. Well, it never got to here. So it shouldn't do anything until I unpause it. And there it is. So minute 2 was too short. And I have this theory that maybe well, it doesn't matter. Basically, I had an idea about the bug that didn't pan out about it just happening too fast. I'm going to speed this up. Like see how fast the minutes go? Like I was thinking that maybe. Oh wait, we don't need the hours in here. Wait, we do need hours equals 0. Yeah, wonder why it only happened once. I'm wondering if like sometimes it is too fast. Or my clock's broken. So we only have had one time. It should have happened every time hours equals 0 and minutes equals 5. Hours equals 0. If hours equals 0, and this is setting the minutes. So every time the minutes is set, where's my actual clock here? If minutes is greater than or equal to 60, we add an hour. If hour is greater than 24, this must have been like some tutorial or chat GPT. We add a day. So hour 0 should happen. I mean, it's happening fast. Oh, it's still going. I wonder if it happens too fast, like I was saying. Oh, that was too slow. I did edit the script. We'll just let this patiently go by here. I think it's happening too fast. I think the time is too fast because that time it happened when I had it slower. I think that you know what it is that the minutes is a float. I wonder if the minutes isn't a whole number. There's a quick way to figure that out. It's going to be really bad. Timekeeper, use the calc settings. What am I doing here? Multiply the time. Okay, so this is. Oh, I was going to do a forever timer for something, but let's just get rid of the crap that we're not using here. We just set this to 1 to start. It's not the real label. So hours go in there, minutes go in here. It just sets us to start to like trick the system. So you know that you're at 1 minute after midnight. This is going to suck, but we're going to crap out here, I think. Oh, for some reason I didn't never notice this. I thought the rainbow stuff was the same. Whoops, I don't know what I just clicked on. The same sequence of colors, but it's not. All right, I'm gonna unpause and pause. Yeah, so that's the problem is that these are floats. Oh, look, it skipped 7. I wonder, no, because I tested it, and look, it skipped 19. The time's too fast. So, if we change, the reason why this is a float looks like is because I'm multiplying, this needs to equal this. But I'm casting this as a float. I wonder if I didn't know how to do this. I'm casting the double as a float. What happens if I make this an int? I should get an error over here, right? I guess it doesn't give a shit. It's like, sure, you can make that an int. Go ahead. Nobody cares. It's the prime feeling. The prime feeling for tonight is nobody cares. Okay, I paused and unpaused it. We got a bunch of zeros. Okay, that's not going to work. Can we float this? And then can I int this? No. All right, so that could have been part of the issue of what we were having the other day. Even though I swear to God, I tested that it's not hitting all the numbers. So I wonder if I should rewrite this whole timekeeper while we're at it, just to make it a little better. I mean, what the hell? Why not, right? Okay, we're not going to rewrite it. But we need the minutes to be accurate minutes. They can't be floats. So what am I doing here? So this is adding to it multiplies it by the ticks. And the problem is I could slow down the ticks, but the problem with slowing down the ticks is that we're going to want to be able to speed up the game. Otherwise the game's going to be too slow. We haven't actually picked the real speed of the game. Yeah, it's just like on some testing speed. Fixed delta time, which is get physics processor delta time. I don't even know if this is equivalent to fixed delta time util. Oh, it's right. I brought this. This is very old code. I brought this over from Unity, and it's a double, huh? Returns the time elapsed in seconds. Yeah, I haven't seen them vomit about Unity in a long time. I actually watched a Unity tutorial today about interfaces, and it was because I couldn't find. So I did Godot, C# interfaces, and then Godot, and it didn't bring up any that. It was confused with like user interfaces, and so then I just took out the Godot, and they were all Unity ones. But one of the people was calling it C#. they had an English accent, and I was wondering if it's called C hash in England, um, so not C sharp. It seems weird that that would be. But anyways, getting sidetracked. It returns the time elapsed in seconds since the last. You know, it sounded like an AI voice, and the video was very strange. It had a bunch of art from Getty Images that was time stamped, or not time stamped. Whatever time, whatever. Not no time stamped with a Getty Images thing. So I was wondering if it was like the whole thing was an AI thing. And I was like, great. Are they making AI tutorials now for gaming? Returns the time to lap since the last. This is always a constant value in physics processing unless the frames per second is changed via engine physics ticks per second. What is this constant? GD print. Whoops. Fixed delta time. This should be a set number. Job recruiter, and it sounded like he referred to. Yeah, you know, I think it must have been an AI thing. So this isn't a constant though. Look at this as a 3. Oh no, this is the constant. Is this crazy shit? And then it multiplies it by our. I wonder if there's a better way to do a clock in Godot. Because there is the timer thing. What does that do? I don't want to watch a video. I've never used the timer thing. Countdowns. No, I don't need to. I don't want it to count down. Well, I guess I could have it count down 60 seconds, but I need it to speed up. I need to be able to. How do I make a timer? Godot clock. I made a clock. I don't want to watch your video, man. See, he's got a little time thing. Is there? You got your code, buddy? Share your code with the class. The first line of code. Get node. Second. I don't care about the arms. I wanted to see how you're getting the time. I think they're just. This doesn't have. You can't change the time. Because I need every minute accounted for to change speed of time. How old is this? 6 months. I think I have ChatGPT open here. In Godot, I want to make a clock that I can speed up and slow down. When I use this thing, the time is unreliable. The minutes are unreliable. I can see my desk shaking as I type. It's better to use the built-in timing function and create a custom multiplier for time scale instead of relying on that, which can be imprecise for this purpose. Yeah, I wonder if like things would, if it would slow down and speed up. You can create a more reliable timer by manually tracking elapsed time using. Get processed. Didn't I do all this crap at some point? I remember, I think me and you, Joker, were like way back in the day. I was starting on this and we went over like looking at how the frames went by and etc. etc. This is, what does this thing want me to do? You want me to get process delta time using the get process delta time method. Okay, so that's physics, but this is, get out of here. I don't know what I just did there. That's just gonna still give me that 0.0. It's just gonna be more reliable of a thing. Oh no, it's wildly different. What does this thing say? Manually tracking elapsed time. Is this elapsed time? That didn't seem like elapsed time. I guess it is elapsed time. It is all going up. It just was throwing me off. No, this one isn't elapsed. Unless I knew I should have put word here. All right, let's try this again. Every time I don't put a word there, I regret it. Huh. This is... Well, let's see what the rest... I've read one sentence. Adjust the delta by the time... I can't vaguely remember doing this too. Calculate hours and from the elapsed time. Divided by 24. Print the current time for debugging purposes. Function to set the time scale. Function to set the time clock manually. Time scale. Here's an example. And now, let's take. Okay, so it's this isn't elapsed time though. I don't think. Like it is for a little bit, but no, that number is smaller than that or larger than that number. I think. Yes. Though this is like counting up over here. It's just doing it really slowly, and this is what, minutes? We want it to, okay. Let's look at how this thing wants me to do it. I just need part of this. Good God. Oh, somehow I got a bunch more of it than I wanted. Sure did. I just want this. I don't know how wise it is in this particular case. Get this out of here. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in my ass because this is, let's do this out of just pure laziness. Can you convert this to C hash? Just kidding. Not that part, but calling it C hash. I'm too lazy to fix that myself. Okay, we gotta go. I don't want the label crap. No, not the label part, the part before. Not the label part, the part before with the actual clock, with the actual time. I just want this part. You up here. I figured it would be easy to switch. You know, I was like, oh, I'll just change. I'll just, you know, move the ends and stuff. And then the minute I looked at one of them, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. Private. We don't need this. We don't need this. Adjusted time is they're multiplying it. Delta doesn't exist. They think I'm passing in this thing then. I mean, I can. Whoops. Except I just want, this should be delta and this should be double delta. Time scale. We'll put this in here. This is gonna be an int. I just want to see what it does first, like how it works. You got a capital S for good reason here. Elapsed time divided by 30. Elapsed time is what, an int or something? What is this thing? Oh, it's got to be a float, but we're gonna have all these floaty things everywhere. Invalid expression. What do you got over here? That is an invalid expression. Oh no, no, that isn't. I'm missing something. This has to be a float, or sorry, this has to be a double. And then this thing is a double, so we gotta float this thing. The problem is, where did it put this? Oh, it has an equal, okay. It wants me to do something like this. This is like all half-assed here. Whoa. Float equals that. Look at my thing's a pointer again. Elapsed time equals 0. Where did you put this thing, ChatGPT? Up at the very top. I'm trying to half-ass this, and it's just not working. I just want to half-ass this. Because I don't even... Oh my god, this is way, way farther here. I guess we could stick this anywhere. KD. Alright, we're fine with that. Seconds. What did I call it up here? Oh, I don't have a seconds. I don't give a shit about the seconds. And we don't give a shit about the seconds here. Oh, I should have taken these other things out though, because they're just gonna clog up the world with shit. Where is this? We don't want this here. And we don't want this here. Does it matter? The formatting thing? It's weird that they have these numbers in here. I saw someone else doing that, and mine works without them. It's weird to me. It might not be weird. It might be would not be weird at all. It might be. I saw like I saw it in a tutorial or something. Oh no, we got problems now. I don't really want to rewrite this whole clock part, but I do need a reliable thing. This is that format thing. Well, here, I can just do this then. No, that's mine. I can just go. Here, that's some ultra half-ass shit here. I like it when you get bugs, though. You know, versus not getting bugs. Now, what is this thing? Is it the same thing? Format specifier is invalid. What does mine look like? See, this is... What happens? See, mine works. That's the thing. What happens if I just do this? And then I go... Maybe it's because it's in GD print and not going to a label. I don't know. I haven't fucked with this formatting thing in a long time because I don't generally have to do it. We got a nice 0 across the board. We don't need this seconds anymore then. I feel like this isn't... All right, let's look at this again here. The problem is this inside a thing? It is. Are we using minutes and shit down here with lowercase? No. I need this to be not the thing up there. I forgot a thing here. This will just make sure that we're using the right minutes and stuff. I thought I made this private, but I guess it's private inside this script, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so obviously something is wrong. Let's look at this code that it did. Timescale equals 1. We're bringing in this delta. I just half-assed this shit, so we have the float. My float's a double. Its processing thing is a float. Or, sorry, my delta is a double. Oh, it has physics process up here. Or, I mean, it has just process. I have physics process. Okay. I'm going to regret all these changes. And I'm going to be like, I should just round it to the nearest. Yeah, we still got nothing. Nothing. Okay, so it has process. Oh, except this is a float in its code. Except it can't be a float. It's got to be a double. And then I pass that in to here. And then it says adjusted time is a double. And we're multiplying that. I wonder if it's because this adjusted time is not compatible with how I'm converting this. I always got to go back to like the drawing board or not the drawing, the learning board when I okay, so that is a number and then it should be adding it, but it's when it converts, I bet you, and then it's getting squished off. It's getting destroyed by being converted. So we can go float smushed equals this thing. And then we'll put smushed in here. And then we'll GD print this thing. Smushed. Whoops. All this is garbage code. We're gonna have to rewrite all this crap. I just want to figure out how this works. And I don't think this is gonna work right. That's a very small number. We're gonna have to multiply it by like, well, I am actually multiplying it by a lot. No, smushed is still there, and it's the same number. Okay, so smushed is fine. So we get the elapsed time, and we're dividing the elapsed time by 3,600. And then this is like the is 3,600 the number of hours in a day? No. What is it getting this 3,600? Or I mean, hours in a day, minutes in a day? 60 times 24 is 1,400. Where does this number? Does it tell? I told it to stop talking. Oh, I can't. I can't tell it to continue either. What is the 3,600 number? Seconds. Oh, we don't give a shit about seconds. This is all by seconds then. Oh yeah, 60 seconds in a minute. And this is dividing, it's when it's divisible by 60, it adds it equals that, is what it's doing. This, so when this is divisible by 60, it equals the minutes. They probably told me this earlier. Okay, so we don't give a shit about the seconds. We don't care about seconds. Just minutes, hours, days. Oh, it's still typing. I was like, what's going on here? Let's see here. This is not what I didn't think I was messing with the clock, but that is the problem, I think, for a lot of these issues. And if we can get a more accurate clock. So this is going to... Could we just, what is this code? What does these things look like? If we did divisible by 1, I guess they're all divisible by 1. Divisible by 60. Oh my God, so this is working, I think. It's just, I didn't let it run for 60 seconds. It's just gonna take a really long time. And is it really gonna be 60 seconds? I don't think that's gonna do it. I can't tell what's going on. We look at all those. I should have pulled out a normal timer to see what. I think things are slowing down. See, like, look how low this number is. It's gonna take a fucking 60 years to get here. All right, we don't need all these things. I think it's slowing down because I have so many in here. This we can leave. We only care about minutes right now. Actually, I guess we could just do this. And we can make this a 0. Where am I at? We can make this a 0 to start with. And then Aiden, how's it going? That's still quite a number of whatchamacallits. Oh, something flew by. Oh no, that was just, I'm not going to be able to scroll. Yeah, I need it to do this. If minutes is greater than 0, do this. Whoops. Oops. Lock does not contain a definition for this. Somehow I just, oh no, it was fine now. What are the correct arguments for this? Add argument name what? What? What does it want? Do I have a what down here? No. I'm wondering if there was another way to do that, fix the other one. So it's counting up. I mean, I guess this thing's counting up too. There's probably, I was about to speed up the time, but that's not going to have an effect it. I'll just have to sit here and talk for 60 seconds. Well, except that it was going really slow. It wasn't going 60 seconds worth of, it was like 60 minutes, it seemed like. That because I was having that other number go up too. I have it going at time speed 1. We could put it at time speed 10, 100. Yeah, it still hasn't gotten there if it is working. And I'm not confident the way this wants me to do it is the correct way. Okay, so it did happen eventually. I guess my formatting is fucked up, is what this thing's telling me. I wonder why this formatting works down here. Wherever it went. This formatting here works. What was this thing? Why does it want this? I've never seen this like this before. Message that will be printed. Yeah, it didn't print it. It didn't print that. Did I not save it? No, it's saved. Update calls and extraction method. I don't really care about this right now. I would like to know just what the minute is, though. So we will just get crazy like that. And we're doing it times 100. We can adjust the ticks, though, if it works. And so that's 100. And if we compare it to the real clock, and this is a whole number. It does have a 0 in front of it, though. Why the fuck does it have a 0 in front of it? So let's double check, because if obviously. All right, so that was 100. That was 100 ticks. So I think this will work because we don't. Oh shit, though, it's not. It's not going to work because it's going to trigger that thing all these times. I think there's like a remainder in here or something. I'm gonna leave this running in the background. I'm curious if, stop flashing at me. Yeah, we don't want it to, so basically we need it to say if minutes equals 1, it just runs one time. And we could put like a bool in there and say, but that sucks. So what is it doing? I'm curious when this gets to 60. What? Um, I don't have the formatting on this. Jesus Christ. I wonder if there's a way I can salvage my thing, because I don't like, because mine it only hits at once. Otherwise, we have to like have a loop or something. A loop, a loop-de-loop. Uh, and this also is like doing. I wonder why it has. It's weird too. Well, I mean, because it's gonna mess up that getter setter if I do it where it gets hit all the time. I'm just curious what this would look like up at the top with those things getting slammed all the time. I mean, that's really slow comparatively. That's not gonna have any effect on it. Oh, I guess it does, but look how floppy it is. But they are going up. That's really slow though. So there was a thought. Let's go back to the old way here. What is all this crap? There was a thought that minutes might not be even necessary, or they might be overkill. Where's the bottom of this crap? It's right. You know what I could do? Did I make any other changes to the clock? I don't think I did. I'm just going to revert the clock back. And maybe we don't even need minutes. Oh, I did do other things. I thought I just reverted the clock back to the beginning. Oh, I renamed that thing start a day. Get out of here. Oh, I got rid of first run too. I'm surprised that it didn't. I guess we were just invoking first run. Get out of here. This whole thing can get out of here. Days equals 0. Yeah, get that out of here. Maybe it's pointless to. Is that what I called that thing? Start of day. Maybe it's pointless to. This can go. Oh, we need that there for a second though. Have minutes because look how fast they go up. Maybe we do day. You son of a bitch. I did do something else too here. I wrote a getter setter for minutes. I'm just going to rename this to a capital M, uh, even though it's bad. I just want to look at the minutes. So this is this. Well, we actually haven't even picked a standard speed though. But so this number is the hours, and like that's currently a standard-ish speed. And so part of the issue is that the minutes are just too fast. I wonder what the real speed will be like. Oh, I did the math one day, and these guys are actually for cowlets. Uh, Go back over here, dude. Go to here. I did the math and the time. So from this, if you were walking, is the right speed, which doesn't seem. How far is cowlets? Here, I gotta pick a number though when we actually start here. I'm gonna right click at noon, sort of. And it was like 7 hours. Google Maps, directions, cowlets, county center. Hey, it says it'd take me an hour to get there. I just wanted to make sure my house wasn't listed. Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna walk to there. My starting location is my current. No, we want to do Portland downtown. It says 12 hours. um, so the time's actually a little bit fast. 10 hours walking to go from Portland to Cowlitz Way. Oh, this is Cowlitz Way, though. That's a road. So it's probably a little bit fast on one. So I think minutes is probably useless, which kind of sucks, though, because it's fine. If we need to add minutes back in later, we can do it. So if we go, let me think about it. I'm gonna go smoke real quick. This music that you guys can't hear is awful. No Doubt. Jesus Christ, I never want to hear No Doubt ever again. Anyways, I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw my break timer up. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I had an idea. I think we'll leave minutes there. We just won't have it do anything. But then the next thing I was thinking about was, is uh, hours reliable? We can just do this here. And I think it is, but because we've been using this hours change thing, but maybe it hasn't been reliable this whole time. That would be a bummer and would be lead to later problems. It's funny that I took this clock from a tutorial, I'm pretty sure, for Unity, and um, that they're doing it counting. They did it this way, and then Godot has it doing the opposite way. All right, so these are reliable, and it never, or if it does something, so I couldn't see it. Hour 0. I don't think, Jesus Christ, man. Increased. No, not selection. Current project. Where are you? Well, we don't need this. We might later. Look at this big giant GD print. I'm going to save it just because it seems like it was a pain to write. There we go. Less of that crap. So if we use hour 1, it doesn't have to be... Okay, and it does get to hour 24 as well. I wasn't sure if it did. I thought it might kick over. So, but it doesn't get to hour 0 at the start. So that's the other thing we would have to check to make sure, it does hour 0 on the first day, or on this, yeah. And that's why I had that weird first thing, but I think we'll just have everything, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it does hour 0 there. So what we'll do instead, we'll go back to this clock. This clock will work fine for now. We'll do start of day, it will be hour 1. And then we'll invoke the start of day. All of that hour-long thing, we don't, no. And then we'll leave this hours change in there because we need that for combat still. So we'll have the first thing happen on start of day. Basically, all that was a learning experience that I won't remember. So I don't know what this is. I was thinking about getting it. This probably isn't needed anymore because we changed the event log to never go away. Well, how about we get rid of it? This we might actually need it. All right. Is there anything? What are all these messages? Count idle workers. This is all stuff that we were kind of messing with last time that didn't really work out how I wanted. For one, I think we were not getting a reliable. The clock wasn't reliable this whole time. But I am going to leave the minutes there just so that they look like there's something exciting happen. So that now what should happen is the first at 1 o'clock, bam, like a bunch of shit should happen on the first day or whatever. So you got to wait a few seconds. You know what we didn't check is, and I didn't do it at a faster speed. Let's check the hours thing one more time, but at a faster speed, because that's when it started getting really unreliable. The other thing. Fuck am I listening to now? You guys should be happy that you're not listening to this, whatever it is. There we go. It was just complaining about communist Russia, which is very strange. Okay, I'm gonna let it go like a couple of days, see if we're getting different stuff here. We'll pause it. We'll go back. Hour 21. Oh, that's because I hit spacebar. Good God, look at all this crap. Count county hour 0. Oh, that was for my testing. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Looks like we got everything here. I don't see any missing numbers. Okay, so we're invoking the start of day at 1 o'clock. It'll always be at 1 a.m. in the morning. You know, I'd love to have it at 24, but it wouldn't happen on the first day. And what we're going to do is we're going to set another thing for 24 equals to 24. And this one we don't want to have happen on the first day. We're going to call this, we're going to have a new thing up here. We'll get rid of first run. That's going to break some stuff. We're going to call it public event action. Sure, end of day works for me. So there's going to be a 1 hour period where nothing happens. I guess we could. I'm just getting rid of these first run things. They're dumb. A 1 hour period. How big of a period is that? Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it doesn't really matter. But let's see here. Like, how bad does it feel? This is and it's somewhat close amount of time. Oh, there is going to be a period, though, if that's the case, where this would be different. We could set... There'd be a chance that the player could click in there and see that things aren't set right. We could have one thing do everything. So let's go back to our clock. Let's get rid of this thing. And we'll call this something else. We'll get rid of this thing. And we'll call this like set day. And then we'll just have it, so it'll be a 24-hour period and it will run through all of this stuff. But I want to do this in a better fashion than I currently have it. We'll leave this hours thing here. So let's start it with that. So how does the order go with events when you subscribe to events in C#? In C#, how does the order go with subscribed events? So if I subscribe to subscribe, I just type to 2 events, which one goes first? The order in which the events are invoked is the same as the order in which they are subscribed. The first handler subscribes is the first one invoked, followed by the second handler. Okay, so what we could do instead, we're on faction right here. We could say set day. What do we have in here? Generate leader info. We're going to change how this works too. I don't like how this makes me unhappy. So we're going to do it differently. So day start would happen first. So let's think about this. So the first run, let's ignore the first run. I think that the first thing we would actually we'd want to happen is we want all this stuff generated. So we are going to want to have, like, so this is a sign research. apply hero research. See, this should come first. I mean, it does. Generate leader influence. So these two things, these are in the correct order. So at the end of the day, we're going to do the end of the day first. Set day, end of day. And then we'll generate this end of day method. And we'll do this out of here. We're going to copy this crap. Yep, that crap. To go here. And then that's going to go there. So that's the order that this will go in. But I also, this is where we're going to redo. We don't care about any of this old shit. It's all dumb. So we're going to do, we're going to, rewrite all this. And I want to do it in a much better, a more organized way. So this is getting generated when we run the game. It's these factions appear under here, which I don't like now that I think about it either, that it appears here. Where are we? Let's look at faction generation and let's see how we want to do this. We're like going to rebuild a lot of this crap. So it's reading this stuff from disk. It gets the factions and then adds factions to diplomacy war. And then get faction, create faction node. Where does that happen? That happens at the end here. The problem I've noticed with the way I've been doing this, and I don't know if it's a real problem or what, but when I stick this crap at the end, I can never find it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh, okay, where am I using add starting research? Like these embedded methods. I wonder if you're not supposed to do that. Or not, they're not embedded methods. Let's ask ChatGPT. I will leave out that else thing. We don't want it to cry because of the cuss word. In C sharp, having is having a method inside another method okay, like this. If I'm going to rewrite all this crap, I'm going to try to make it a little bit better. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? C. Okay, it seems to think that. This keeps function encapsulated within the scope of as they're not needed elsewhere. Local functions are a feature of 7 I have. You've reached your limit. Okay, that's fine. I've never seen that before. They they need to be impressing people with ChatGPT, not being as unimpressive as it is. Okay. So it seemed to think that this was fine, I guess. Good God, man. Bob Seger in the Silver Bullets band. I know you guys can't hear this. I just, I can't play it for you. Otherwise, it causes copyright issues. But I also can't like sit in the silence. All right. What were you saying, ChatGPT? Oh, do I have these things public? No, they're private. Oh, I didn't tell it. I didn't tell it. So what did you have? It's saying... Oh, it didn't. It said in this free factoring, it didn't actually do anything. It just put those things in here. I guess that's fine. Okay, so all that. This is something that we kind of half-assed too. So on the faction generation, it is... I don't know what that is. Oh, I guess I did turn this into an array. I don't know. We'll just get it. If I have to reread it and try to figure out what the fuck I was talking about, it's not worth it. So this is going to create a node, and it adds the node to this thing, and it's kind of in a crappy spot. What is this thing? This is a node 2D. Let's create a new node called factions, and we'll just, whoops. We got to create the node first here, just called factions. And we'll put it up here. I'm going to do a little reorganizing. What was the deal with, is this a, it isn't. Okay. So in faction generation, we can stick a, what are you doing over here? We can stick a node, export private node factions, and then we'll go down here and we'll go factions, and then we're gonna build this thing. We're gonna kind of, this is gonna be going on for months probably as I rethink this whole thing. So 1 a.m. is the time, huh? We'll put this. I think this might need to be a 2D node. I honestly, maybe, I don't know. That way we can close this crap down when we don't need to see it, you know. And then if we run this, it should stick all these nodes down here. And we might get actually some issues. We'll see. It's kind of clicking around. Then let's look at our remote. There. Okay, so that's better. You know. Okay, so we have the faction generation. That's adding that thing over there. Then we can close this. I don't think I need to look at that anymore right now. Let's pin this faction thing. So it's going to go through the faction. So this is part of the thing I don't like. The banker part I don't mind, actually. This makes sense. The banker generates it. The researcher, the apply research, hero research. So I was thinking about this in another way to do it. So we have this like faction AI where it's just the assign, and then we have the county AI, and then we have a population AI. I think we should have also like a hero AI, and it goes down each rank, whatever. It's like a pyramid. It actually would go out because the faction's has the least amount of things attached to it, and then it goes out. Heroes would be also somewhat least, and we don't actually have anything for the heroes to do, so we might as well not create that right now. And this is attached to the factions, and it's going to fire this. It's going to do this. I kind of think this is ugly, but maybe that's just how it is. Apply heroes research. Generate leader influence. I wonder why this one doesn't need a faction data. Whoops. Let's look at that first before I forget. Let's like kind of very skeptically look into this. And then for when we're ready. Okay, so this is doing it for everybody. So this is busted. We're gonna need a faction data. I didn't even notice that everyone was getting their faction data multiple times. their sorry, not their faction data, their leader influence. All right. So this is the banker that is generate the leader influence. That makes sense to me. We need to pass in this guy though, this faction data. All right, so that makes sense. Apply hero research, I don't feel like is in the right spot. Let's look at research. What the fuck is this? All right, apply hero research. For each county in faction data all hero list, if their activity equals research. We made that, so I'm trying to think. I'm going to put a note in here too. I'm going to try to make better comments on what this is. We have it going, this is a pain in the ass, going through all the heroes because heroes could be researching in hostile, in enemy, in other faction territories. All right, territories. So it's going to go through all of the faction or all of the heroes. So this is definitely needs to be at the faction level, but should it be under research? I don't think it should. I think it should be under the banker, honestly. The banker is the one who keeps track of shit. So the banker is going to increase research or research. That's supposed to be a skill check, I think. What is this? Amount of research done. If pass check equals true, bool pass check. What the fuck is this thing? All right, let's cut this and put this with the banker as well. Pass check. Faction data, skill handling. Okay, so this we're back to some strangeness here. We're going to be seeing a lot of strangeness as I redo all this. So I assigned a fact to the faction data, it looks like. Let's get this out of here. To the faction data, wherever the flying fuck that is. That's not where I want to go. Faction data. Skill handling is going to be in here somewhere. It's right here. Okay, I don't think we want this here. I think I was doing that wrong, and I could still be doing it wrong. If you if you see me doing something wrong, feel free to tell me. So this is going to be under banker now. The banker needs to do that shit. I have something attached to my clipboard. I gotta think what it was. The banker, oh, it was my faction data skill handling. So under here, we need to do skill handling equals skill handling equals new. I was like, why doesn't it like that? Because we got some problems here. Yeah, I think that's better. And then what about this thing? Increase researchers' research. If bonus research increase equals 0, if you pass the check, research increase bonus. What the fuck is this thing? Only the researchers learn research skill. Normal population is just adding a tiny bit of research, does not get a learning check. Okay, so we have this learning check. But what is this? Okay, I know what this is. So this needs to be broken into two different things. This we can fix this too. We could put that inside the skill check thing. But I'm just going to delete it for now. And I'm going to put a note on here. This needs to be broken into two different things. One increases the research. The other checks for a bonus. Okay, so we need this to be different. And wait, what is this? What did this say? Only the researchers learn Reacher's skill. Normal population. Okay, so I already have a learning thing. I thought I forgot to put that in. And then this is the final thing where the skill check would be for experience on the thing. This needs to, yeah, okay. So let's go back to what let's make sure. All right, let's clear out some more of this crap. Whoa, not control A. All right, so the banker generates the influence. Let's call this apply. Or just add leader influence, and then we can do the same thing to here. Let's try to keep this consistent. I really liked when I can just like rename code and shit. Okay, so add leader influence, add hero research. It's gonna put this in here. This faction should have the faction data. It should be ran by the faction thing. I was thinking if I was, maybe I can try to write this as an interface, but I don't think it's similar enough. It's very different. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of this activity stuff. For perk data in faction data faction leader dot perks, if leader of people perk name equals perk data perk name. Why am I comparing it by name? I'm going to put a note in that too. Where was that? Why am I comparing it by perk name? I guess it Okay, so it goes, I'm going to write this out too. I'm just going to start writing everything out. It goes through all the perks and sees if the leader has one that equals leader of people. Why isn't this a capital O? Is there a better way to do that's a dictionary? It's going through all of the perks. What is this faction leader? There is a better way to do this, I think. Faction data. We're like rewriting the whole goddamn game. Luckily, the game is not even close to being complete with anything. Faction leader is what, though? It's just a county population, I think. Where are you, Mr. Faction Leader? Yeah, just a county population. So in county population, this is just a list of perks. What was this enum that I have? We could make it a dictionary. I feel like I really should fix stuff when I see it that's weird. So it's gonna check. This isn't adding the leader. This is checking to see if the leader has this perk. Check for leader of people perk. This should be in a different spot too, and it should return a bool, probably under like skill handling or something. Perk handling. I mean, what else are we gonna do with perks? We're probably gonna do all sorts of shit with perks. They're gonna give you bonuses to like attacks and all sorts of things. So this is very one use method, but we could change it into a method that it goes through all of their perks. I was trying to think if there's a way to like just say, like, if we made that a dictionary and we just say, hey, is there a key in this dictionary with this perk? We wouldn't have to do this checking the name thing. In C#, is there a way to check if a dictionary has a key? I mean, I know there is. If my dictionary contains key, banana. I haven't had a banana in years. I don't know what made. I mean, obviously, I know what made me think of that, but so that would be a better way to do this. So this is what we would do. So I think we would want a public class that's called like perk handling or something. We have skill handling. Then we'll have another one that's called perk handling. So let's do. We can always go back if this all looks like with something that I've walked down the path of doom here. We'll do perk handling. New script. And then let's look at skill handling. Yeah, so this is like a skill handling check. And then we call that, and then we check learning. Did I put any? See, this probably needs to be broken into is it a combat skill? Amount learning amount. See, this probably needs to be broken. So we could check learning, and then if it returns a bool or whatever. But we don't need to deal with that just yet. Let's see here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Too much getting rid of there. Namespace. I was about to hit some. Oh, I see what I was going to do. My fingers were moving to do something, and I was like, what are they doing? And we'll call this will be a public check, void check for perk. And then we're going to need all enums, perks, perk. And then we would go We're going to need to change the county population. It's a list. We're going to need to change it to a dictionary. I guess actually, can we do it with a... No. Let's do it with a... Let's change that to a dictionary, because then we could also access the perk directly instead of having to go through a list. Because we only have 2 perks right now. One of them's a bad thing. It's probably not going to be called a perk for long. It's going to be called whatever. Something else. It's like I said, it's kind of fun just like tearing out your old code and rewriting it. Hopefully it's better. I always say that. So where's that fucking perk thing? Perks. This is a list. What we want. Have I been using, I was about to say, have I been using Godot dictionaries? And there's one right there. I'm not really sure why I'm doing Godot dictionaries. Dictionary. We want all enums dot perks, comma. A dictionary list is my favorite. you might think that's crazy, but it is. Check for leader of people perk. I don't want to comment this out actually. Let's come back to this one. This perk equals this. Copy this guy down. Lustra, how's it going? You have gaming in your name. Does that mean you create games or you play them? Or both? So we're going to change this right here to that, except we got a thing in there. All right, we got some other. Oh, so here's like I wrote like the. Oh man, what am I doing? I'm returning a bool. So basically, I have 2 different methods that do the same thing in different parts of the code. So we can fix that with this right here. What did I just do? Perk handling. Check for perk. We're going to need a county population in here too. Whoops. Population. Come on. Perk. And what did this thing just say? This thing. Contains key. Yeah, contains key if county population perks contains key perk. This needs to be a bool here though. We're going if this return true, return false. I think that will work. If it contains the key perk, it returns true. And if it doesn't, it's just gonna skip that thing. So then back to this garbage. Look at how much better that is than this garbage. Now, except we're passing in a faction data in here. But we can just go. Let's leave this here for reference. Yeah, it's had C# support for a while. I switched over from Unity, and I didn't want to do Godot script because I had already learned, a few things in C#, and I rather go with like a. And this is people always ask like, why did you pick C# over GD script? Because GD script was written for Godot. If I'm not gonna ever try to get a new job, I hope I never have, fingers crossed. But if I ever do have to get a new job, I rather know C# than GD script. That's basically you have a lot more opportunities, I feel like, with C#. So what did I just do this thing? Perk handling, and I'm still a noob, you know, I'm just learning as I go, but and you know, I actually said at the beginning of this stream too, I watched a tutorial on C# interfaces and I couldn't find one for Godot, but there was a Unity one, and I knew like it was nice to have the ability to be like, oh, I remember this stuff from Unity too. You know, like it's broadens the horizon of options you have, I guess. Perk handling dot check for perk. So we're passing in a faction. Oh, I see what we're doing. Yeah. Okay, that's why I left this down here. We're gonna go faction data, faction leader. And then the perk we want to check for is leader of people. And then this needs to equal something though. What are we doing down here? So if this thing is equal to true, I got all sorts of, nope, all sorts of problems here, is equal to true, this thing will go to here, and then we can bring this up here, except yeah, you know, I've Googled it a bunch of times, GDs, just out of curiosity, and almost every time it brings up Unity stuff, which sucks because I'm more, you know, since Unity did its crazy shit, I'm much more into open. I've always been into open source stuff, so it was an easy switch to me. But I'm more ethically prone for Godot, and so I'm surprised that, you know, I'm not surprised that there's more Unity. That just that when you search for Godot, it brings up Unity stuff. So if they have the perk, it does this. I don't really like this anymore. And what am I in? I'm in the banker. Let's rename this again. This should be check add faction add leader influence. Let's call it that for now. I feel like this should also be its own method. A .NET developer, probably get paid nice, huh? Most of the stuff is, so my biggest issue with that I have, it seems to be, and chat helps me all the time, so, and thank you for the offer. The biggest issue I seem to have is me not knowing that there's a better way to do it. If that makes sense. Like I'll be doing something. So this is the thing I've been trying to wrap my head around, God damn it. It's called, the guy called it DI, and I can never remember, dependency injection with interfaces. And so that's the part that I finally think I understand interfaces enough to use one. So I think I'm almost to the point, but one of the things that I wasn't doing was like this pretty much at all. And I've been slowly converting over to that. If you look at my like code up here, like I have all these instances of stuff, and someone was just like I wasn't sure when you were supposed to use an instance or not. I mean, someone in chat was just like, hey, you should. There's a better way to do this, and and they said it nicely, which is an important thing. Instead of like, hey, dumb shit, do it a different way. Um, but and so then I started looking into it more and learning more, and I think I should be doing it more this way. I don't know if I'm doing it right still, but I feel like I'm on a better path. And that was just from like one comment and in chat. Yeah, definitely work life balance. My current job, I was saying, I never want to get a new job. I definitely do not want to get a new job. Um, I like this is the best job I've ever had, but also I'm not paid that well either. I'm an IT manager, not like a programmer, but my friends who are also IT managers are all paid significantly more than me. So we did this. I did the same thing. At least I was consistent, where I was checking the perk names against each other. Uh, but what we can do here is, I was thinking if it's basically we can just copy this over. Uh, where'd that go? That was I already forgot where I was doing that. It wasn't the banker. No, it was the banker. It was the leader. Here it is. Let's copy this over to this bug down here. And we're just gonna do the same thing. I wonder if I can do this differently, actually. I wonder if I can do this. What am I doing here? Where am I using this? um, I think. Oh, okay. All right, so I don't need this check for unhelpful thing at all anymore. No, this whole thing can go because we can go do this instead. We can do a new perk handling, and we can go new. I also get, like, I say this all the time, I get excited about the new things I've learned and I start using them too much. and, and too much, and I force them into things that shouldn't be there, and we want unhelpful. Okay, so and I'm also rewriting a huge chunk of code or just everything. There's a huge thing that I was stuck on a bug last time I streamed on. Um, why does this look weird to me? Oh, I see why. I was stuck on a bug last time I streamed on Sunday, and then I worked on it for like an hour after I got off streaming, and it dawned on me like there was other issues that were unrelated to that bug that could be changed probably for better. Um, and so now I'm like went like way higher back and been like, oh wait, we don't need this, we don't need this, we need this, and um, yeah, do you do the thing? This is a common thing at my job as an IT guy is you come up with like this scheme of a way to cut out some of like the tediousness, but then all you end up doing is taking like 50 hours to get this one thing that really only took like 2 minutes to do every day. I do that all the time. Um, yeah, it's It is. I was saying a minute ago too, and I love like deleting shit out of my code. Just if I think it feels better, that is. Um, so this should check, and if they are false on the unhelpful, yeah. And this is we're gonna change how this works too, but let's not get too over confident here. I'll get some more bugs here. All right, so I wrote a thing a while ago for this. What is this doing? All right, so this is randomly assigning the perks. Oh, you know what the problem is, though? Um, Go back to wherever this was. Go back here. This is no longer a list. This is a dictionary the dictionary already exists. Um, Generate leader perks. Okay, so there's two different ones. I wrote two different things because one is, and the reason I did this is because it could in the eventually this could be different. But it would be returning the dictionary. So this is going to be a Godot dictionary thing. Collections, dictionary. How is Visual Basic these days? Years and years and years ago, I messed around with it. I like never wrote a program. Probably did like Hello World. Perks. Okay, so this is gonna be. We're gonna call this. I'm always still amazed too at how awesome. How awesome IEDs. uh, the editors are these days. Okay, so this is basically be the same thing. This just needs to be changed up here. It's basic isn't necessarily bad though. The good old days. I used to go to my friend's house. His dad worked for Intel, and this is when I was like 10 or something. We used basic, with the numbers, and we'd always have a really hard time with like inventory. We used to write like these text adventures that were like Zork. They were fucking impossible, and I think we were just torturing each other sometimes. Uh, because like they were just for each other, and so this is gonna be the same way. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about the county population that I changed earlier. But as like a new programmer, it made a lot of sense to have not we weren't really programmers. It made a lot of sense to have the numbers. It'd be like 10, 20 or whatever. But there was no editor at all for that. You just did it in DOS. And we'd have to ask his dad, who was like the Intel programmer, how to do stuff. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. There probably is. Instead of having two different things, it's eventually, oh, maybe this should be an interface. Wonder why this one isn't static and the other one was it static? Huh. All right, we'll just copy this. This is basically, I'm going to keep these separate though, I think, because um, I think we're going to have like randomly generated stuff. Um, I know we're going to have that. Let's see if this implodes this. I'm going to take a break here in a second. What type of games do you like to make? Does not contain a definition. Yeah, because I deleted that. Um, equals new. Whoops, that doesn't say new. And we'll get... Man, look at all this. I had to pull the faction data and all this stuff when I could have just done this. Jesus. Let's hope that this works. And let's move this over here. That's interesting. You know, I've thought about like video games as learning tools. It's funny. I have two nieces, and my mom. I bought my parents, but also my nieces use it. A PlayStation, and my mom was very into like. I know you bought adult games for us, but is there any learning games for them? And learning empathy is always a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's hope that that's working. And I'm going to take a quick break. Oh, I couldn't find any learning games. The end of that story is I couldn't find anything that was for PlayStation that was like educational. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. And I got to stop my music that you guys can't hear, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Let me start my music that you guys can't hear and turn off my break timer. And yeah, I think that's like, I think there's a lot of, for video games, there's a lot of artistic ways to do things that is kind of left in the, for profit, which is kind of lost for profit. Look at all these things. I guess we'll go through these. Um, I feel like I already did these, but this, I don't think that's gonna fly. Oh, we got other bugs here. Yeah, it's it loves to tell me this message. Go away. I wonder if the right click thing will work. I've updated this since. Um, it won't. I got to do it the dumb way still. Suppress, in file, save, and we'll do these. Add leader influence. This one might be able to be static. I don't really like this. I wonder if I should put a note in here. We'll get rid of this one. This is something that I was suppressing that I've now no longer suppressed. Up. I guess it can't. Oh yeah, I'm calling it from over here. Jump over to here. This can't be static. Come on. And we'll suppress this one. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, can't do it with right click anymore. And then we'll do this one. Add hero research is going to be the same thing, so we can just suppress this one. That one, okay, I was about to say that one did not go away with its little warning. And then assign research. So this one, yeah, we're going to so it's there aren't going to be classes so much. It's kind of like Victoria 3. I didn't know that it was going to be so similar to Victoria 3. I never played a Victoria game until recently. And I was like, and after I played it, but it's influenced from a bunch of different ones, but they're not going to have classes. They have occupations, I guess, which is going to be somewhat similar, but they're just kind of assigned skills. And then there's leaders for your faction that are the people that well, I call them heroes. There's a couple different heroes that you can control and hire more and whatnot. But they're not like D&D characters. They just lead armies and stuff. More like Heroes of Might and Magic. So this thing, we're going to need this, but we're going to change this all around like really soon. So I'm going to skip that one for now. And this is our new thing. It really wants this to be static. I mean, I'll test it, but I think that it's lying. I think it's wrong. Let's build this here. Oh, classes and yeah, that's yeah, that can't happen. I wish I knew how those worked, like what you mean. What was I where was I on here? I guess I can go to, no, I can't go to here. I can go to here. Yeah, this can't be here. And, oh, I got to do it the dumb way. And in file, save this. And then population research. This is getting called from somewhere else too. I mean, I'll test it, but it's... Oh. Yeah, so that was my perk handling. I don't know if you were here yet, but I was saying that I think we'll need this because it's going to be the same as like skills, because some of the perks are going to have like influence on like um, you know, bonuses to attack and stuff like that. Um, so is that what you mean, like the classes in here? Did I save that thing? Looks like it. I'm pretty sure that this is also. Yeah. Yep. Oh, this is a different thing we're gonna have to fix here. Oh, is this? What is this? Oh, you know, we can do this better. Uh, where was I? Research. No, it wasn't. It was. Um, right here. I hate all these messages down here. I can't not get rid of them. And then I'm going to suppress this one. And that should be the last, besides the one that I, and then this thing, this is, yeah, this thing we're going to rewrite probably right now. It's next on my list. I do have to call it a night sooner tonight than I know, or I don't usually stream at night, but you would have a class perk with the property name. You'd have a class attack perk that inherits the perk class. So are you talking about, is that a dependency injection? A class called perks with property, with perk, like a class called perk with properties like name, enabling them. So that's under my perk data, which I don't even think I have it open right now. So those are resources in Godot. I only have a couple of things in here though, and I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to just naming this name. Are you talking about like that? Because this is just the beginning of each thing. So each thing has each data. Like this is, you know, faction data has a bunch of things in it. Though these are all just like variables. But yeah, right now all I have is these. This is all. This is all that's there. So you're saying have the things in here though, not in the handling. So you would have in here, whatever attack perk thing in here, not in the perk handling. And that would be the thing. Um, ah, and then handling. What? Maybe I don't need handling then. Maybe this should be in the. Oh man, that would save some skill because there's skill data too. Maybe this should be in the. Can I put this over here though? They would have to know. I can't new it though. Like a perk, the resources can't be like new. I guess they can actually. No, they can. Can they? Let me look. Let me type somewhere. Here, I can type right here. Perk data. Oh, I think they can. I don't need that extra stuff, but There'd be an attack perk with the name superhero, then a weight of 20. Then you can filter your perks on attack perks. It will find the perk superhero and add 20 to your attack. There'd be an attack perk with the name. Then a weight of 20. Then you can filter your perks on attack perks. It will find the. So when you're saying filter, so I could use like the dictionary to get to that perk from the perk dictionary, and then it would have the 20 in there. So that should, so that the perk, I don't have any of them doing, they currently don't really do anything yet. Well, they kind of do, but not enough. But that would just be like a whatever, attack bonus in here. If that's what the perk did. The thing is, I think the perk's going to be wildly different. I wonder if I should be putting this over here, though. See, this is why I was talking about it. Chad always says, "Oh, why do you do this?" And I go, "Oh." What do I got with skills? Because I'm trying to envision this. So skills has a more things in it. Perks are kind of they're just whatever. So that's I have an enum for the perk and skills. Let's go back to the skill data though. Where was I editing that? This is a rhetorical question. So in here, where I was doing skill handling, I could stick that in with, where did you go? Where'd you go, little buddy? Right here. In here, I have like a list. So I don't like reading them from disk because when you export from Godot, it causes all sorts of issues. Well, it's not a list, it's an array. But it's just an array of all of the skills, and I just assign them. And they're part of. So like when I run the game, they're assigned the enum to the perk in a dictionary. Hey, Lord Mac, how's it going? Actually, it would be probably better to test this with not this skill. I think your idea is really good. I think this is I'm going to take this out of here and I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to see what kind of conflict this causes. I'm waiting for the bugs. I didn't feel like doing a video game stream tonight, and then I started thinking about this, and I was like, the more I thought of it, the more excited I got about destroying a bunch of old code. So I think I can just do this. I know I'm manually changing this. And you know what? I can't even test this because there's those other bugs. So for a long time I was using strings, but I really, so this is back to the thing where I was talking about where I get excited about stuff, is I really like enums. Yeah, so then I wouldn't need this at all. How many things do I have in skill handling? So I've been slowly adjusting, moving everything over to enums though too. So there's like some stuff that is very strange, and when I run into it, what I fixed earlier today. I think this is the way to do it. I think you're right. I'm gonna save this, and then I'm gonna delete it. Not my perk data, and I always can change it back. That's part of the joys of learning. Where are my public classes? Right here. Perk handling. Goodbye. And then then we're gonna fix this thing. So what is this supposed to be? This will not be shown to the. Okay, so what were we doing here? I'm going through all of their perks, and if they have that one, see, I'm comparing names here too. This is the same thing. I should make sure that I just don't have any name equals name at all. So we'll just do the same. We'll just do the same exact thing we did. What did I just move that to? I think I just moved that to perk data equals new. Man, I can't believe I never thought of that with the resources. I have this like weird feeling of like this weird impression of what resources are, because you gotta like. I wonder if they get deleted like a public class does when garbage collection or whatever it is. So we need to do this. Am I calling this person? I am calling this person. I thought we got away from that. County population. Luke, how's it going? I'm making a 2D 4X open source video game. What did this thing need? And right now I am going through some old code and whoops, no, that's right. And fixing it, improving it, I hope, equals true. And then we're gonna need this here, where this is all gotta go. What do we got? You gotta go, this needs to go up here. This can go to K and D. And we're missing, no, we got too much stuff here. And then this is gonna now be the new way to do this. Yeah, it's probably good that I test how this works in my brain with something simple like how the perk data, because I might have to change how I do it. You can go away. You've been deleted. You know, it is. Sometimes I like stare at nothing when I'm thinking too. Like I'll be like looking at this, but it will just become like a blur. Sorry, Lorbeck. I was looking at message about staring at the ceiling. Okay, so local resources just get deleted. All right, so I don't need to worry about that. So that was like that's always my worry is like, where does this shit go? And I always say like, is it just blowing in the wind somewhere? Um, I'm like way overly concerned about that stuff. It's not necessary. I've never seen The Good Doctor, and every time it's mentioned, I think of the what is this? There's another show where there's like maybe it's the same show. It's like a person is sent back in time or something. It's a woman who's sent back in time. All right, let's build this again and see what I've just imploded. All right, we got one more thing here. What are we doing here? This is all perks are known for now, but eventually we want the player to not know all of the population's perks. This is going to instantiate a perk label. It's going to put the name on there and it's going to add it over there. But we need to make this, and I can't remember how to do this, so I'm just going to make GPT, whatever, do this. Can you make this go through a dictionary instead? And we'll get close enough. Perks keys. Is this going to work? No. What is going on here? I have one of these somewhere. He does say that. Godot Collections Dictionary. Dictionary. It's the thing I just wrote. This isn't gonna help. Where did I do this? Oh, right here. This is what we want. That was all for that. And we're gonna go perks, perk data in, what was this thing? County population? Yeah. Oh, I don't think I've seen that TV show. Um, I don't know the time travel one. And I don't even know if the person's a doctor. I don't know why I'm thinking that's why I always equate those. Um, then I want, um, why did I do it this way? I think I can just do this. There we go. Now let's see. I have a bunch of sci-fi books. I was actually looking for The Hobbit. I couldn't find The Hobbit, and I haven't read it in years. And for some reason, I'm having a hankering to read The Hobbit. And I saw that I had that I've never read. I have like a side pile of books that I've never read, and I was thinking maybe The Hobbit got in there. And I have a novelized version of that TV show, The 4400. Do you guys remember that show? It was pretty old, um, but it was like a early superhero. Uh, let's see. I'm just making sure that I haven't imploded something crazy. And it was kind of good, but it got canceled pretty early on because for a while, like there was a new superhero show every 5 seconds. Uh, this all looks right. Yeah, yeah, the 4,400. So it was like some people disappear, and the 4,400 people disappear, and then they're dropped back off on Earth by possibly aliens, and they have like superpowers. And there's like a cop, and I don't know. Uh, I think it has. I don't. I think it's the guy who. One of the main characters is the guy who is in the Expanse that wears the hat. That may be it sound like a weird thing, but in the Expanse, not that many people wear hats, and it's like a thing. All right. Oh shit, I have to go soon. Um, what is going on here? It kind of starts getting, I think it was around the same time Heroes was around, and Heroes was like such a hit, when it first that it may have been before Heroes, but they were really going for like these like, how like Spider-Man is like more down to earth of a superhero, I guess. There was a lot of like down to earth type superheroes. Um, all right, so all that stuff that I just changed didn't break anything, I don't think. In fact, we still have some combat here working. Uh, so I guess we could go back and look at this before I call it a night. Heroes was good. Uh, the first season before the writers' strike imploded everything. All right, so what we were doing is I rearranged how the time worked. End of day happens, and we added the leader influence. The banker adds the hero's research, and then I got somehow sidetracked on fixing all that stuff. Um, I just saw busted stuff. I still don't like that very much, but it's fine for now. Okay, so add hero research is kind of where we were at. I didn't look at any of my notes because they're all jacked up from uh, Sonic Heroes. I don't know what that is. I guess I should write down where I'm at because otherwise I'm not gonna. And I think this is this how I want this? See, we could totally put that in that thing now. Now it's just on my mind, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I been doing this whole time? I have all these resources. I have everything, like all these resources organized. Look at all these things. I guess time's passing in the background. We can stop that. Um, oh, it was this thing that I didn't like very much. Increase researcher research. I mean, I do like the name because it's funny, but all right. So did I? I did put a. This needs to be broken into one. Increase the research. Another check for bonuses. Okay. So this is kind of the thing we were talking about the other day, Lord Mac. I guess I already did this for research, but I just like shoved it into the research part, not into its own like check. Yeah, so like they get a bonus research if they roll, if they pass their research. It's like, I don't know why I wrote it like this. Yeah, so I'm going to put a note in here, at least where I'll know where I was at. Um, this so increase researcher research. Um, increase researcher. Let's put this all researcher research. I really like that name of that method. Needs to be broken into two methods. Probably one should be in a public class or resource. And then we'll put this up here. Let me convert this to this. Um, sorry, I'm thinking and reading and laughing all at the same time. Man, I can't believe I'm less sure. I can't believe I never thought of doing that. It's blowing my mind. Like I said, I have like this weird thought with what resources are, because you have to like fiddle with them to get them to work and duplicate them, and sometimes they don't show up in the inspector sometimes, and sometimes they do, and it's funny when I switched over from Unity. This is still a public class from Unity. That lots of people, Godot people, are like, you have to change that into a resource. Um, and I'm like, but it's working perfectly as a public class, and I don't want to change. It's because it's like one of the most important things. And I'm like, I don't really want to make it a resource. Um, and this has getter setters in it, but it could totally have other things too. Like I was just thinking about them in a weird way. Because they're just another public class, just like skill handling. Oh my God. Chat's always so, well, okay. Chat's often very helpful. All right. I think I'm going to call it a day though. I'm up later, like Lord Mac was saying. I like to call them getter setters because they're so silly sounding. Uh, but yeah, so there was a few things like enums I loved and I still love. For a while, getter setters. I love these things so much because I hated back in the day. It was always like just put everything in like update or whatever. And but they'd always like, oh, just temporarily put it in update, but you're never supposed to actually put anything in there or process or whatever they call this. And so I was trying to always find these ways not to have like an if then statement in update or process or whatever they call it in this. I don't know. Where's my clock? Uh, physics process. Oh man, I set that back to that. I think that's supposed to just be process. I was messing with the clock earlier today too, because it turned out, Lord Mac, that a lot of the uh, I'm pretty sure those issues I was having last stream was because the clock was inaccurate. It wasn't, the minutes were happening too fast. Um, you don't bring the chat helpfulness way down. You have good suggestions too. I have a whole thing of them somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. And Lester, thank you so much for that suggestion. It's so funny. I mean, I'm 90% sure that I understand and it's how it should be, and I don't need these other things. But you never know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I guess it's better to have figured out that it wasn't accurate now before later. So now these minutes don't actually do anything. They're just here for looks. They're like an elevator button. Um, I always think there's something weird going on here, but I made them that color. I made them match the color of the thing. But I always think there's something broken. It doesn't work, but that's what it's supposed to. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next time.